What's your name?
My name is Mercedes. My birthday is December the 15th. I'm 32 years old. I do live here in Fort Lauderdale. I reside here. I'm from here, born and raised here. Well, not born and raised here. I could say around about 13, my mom was on drugs and we ended up moving out of state or whatnot. Things got a little hectic while we was living out of state. And I ended up being on my own at the age of 16, moved out from with my mom at the age of 16. We was living in Mobile, Alabama. My brother ended up getting into some mess there. My mom, she ended up leaving Alabama after about 5 years. She ended up leaving, came back here, got her life together, and now she's a homeowner. She's doing real good. Actually, and I just got finished fighting cancer, so this week coming up will be 5 weeks that I'm cancer free. I'm just getting out of church or whatnot, so I mean, life is so far starting to get great for me and better for me.
Yeah, I appreciate that amazing intro. It feels like I don't have any more questions to ask about your childhood, but thanks for giving me that. Now, quick question. You said you went at 16 years old. You moved out on your own?
Yeah, no, actually, well, I'm not going to say I moved out on my own at the age of 16. Like I said, my mom was on drugs. So if anybody don't know what it's like to have a parent that's on drugs and you're living at home and you got two brothers and you got a sister with, let alone your mom being on drugs, there's a lot of things that we are used to and there's a lot of things that we're not used to, as far as doing a lot of things. We haven't done a lot of things in our life. So when we got to the age that we is now is when we started, doing a lot of things, getting familiar with a lot of things. I'm a very appreciative person, but definitely when I was 16, my mom was always out running the streets. We was always home alone. So with that being said and done, my mama really, she was there, but she wasn't there. If you can understand what I'm saying. She was there, but she wasn't there.
Did you experience any type of trauma growing up?
I mean, yeah, but it wasn't, I wouldn't say that it's trauma because I was young and he was older, but I feel like for him it would have been bad and it would have looked at bad. But for me, it wouldn't have because I feel like I didn't know any better. But anyways, I grew up on 6th Trunk and 13th Ave in Fort Lauderdale. We had some neighbors. I'm not going to say names because they are still here. But we had some neighbors and their oldest son we used to play this game, hide and seek, and all the other kids was allowed to go and hide, and I couldn't hide because he wanted me to be the seeker with him, but while everybody was hiding, he was, asking me to suck him up, feeling on me and stuff like that, told me that I was going to be his girlfriend, and he was my next door neighbor, but it stopped because my mom ended up catching him, and no, we didn't put the police on him because I told my mama them that he didn't force me. It was something that I wanted to do. Do I still see him? Yes, I do still see him. The crazy part is he have a baby by my oldest cousin.
Wow. What age was this that this all started?
So I was like around 10 years old, 9 years old when this was happening.
And how old was he?
And he old like shit. He like probably like up in your age range now. He old.
And how old are you right now?
I'm 32.
Okay, so he was maybe 6 or 7 years older?
Yeah, I can say, but he definitely was older than me.
Okay.
He definitely was older than me. Do it hunt me? Do it bother me? No. But I will say when I see him now and he know who I am, he don't recognize. He know who I am, but he don't recognize me, and I feel like he should recognize me because what he did to me or whatnot. I think, did I try to tell my cousin? Because I don't want to lie. I think I tried to tell her, but they don't take it serious. So if it don't bother them, it don't bother me.
And he didn't recognize you because you've changed?
I mean, of course, what man is going to recognize a transgender woman that's going through their phases, becoming a woman, and he lives the supposedly straight life? So, I mean, I wouldn't expect for him to acknowledge me when he see me out in the streets. But if there's a time when you're by yourself and you do see me, I feel like you should acknowledge me, because you got to think about it. Think about the things that you asked me to do when we was younger. And like I said, I'm not going to say he made me do anything, because it's like it's something that I wanted to do, because I was like, yeah, like, you know, I still remember when he used to put the garbage cans down and lift the head of the garbage cans up and push the garbage cans together, and we used to get in there and do things.
Oh, wow. So before him, though, did you have any sexual experiences before that?
No, I didn't. He was the only person that I used to do sexual things with.
So how did you know that you wanted to be sexual?
How did I know? Because I'm not even gonna sit here and say I remember how, but I just knew that back in that time, I just knew that I was into men. I knew I wanted to be with a man. I knew that I was gay. Did I know I was gonna want to be a woman? No, I didn't know. I ended up finding out that I wanted to be a woman, and my mind was made up that I wanted to be a woman when I moved to Mobile, Alabama.
Was it something about Mobile that convinced you?
Well, what it is about Mobile is the crowd that I hung around. When I first moved there, it's like everybody was against us when we first moved there. You know, people was attacking us, people was after us and stuff like that. And later on down the line, it took us a while to get in school, because, you know, by us being from Fort Lauderdale, then we moved to Mobile, Alabama. Then we was already in the system. Then it's like the system had caught up with us. So it was tough at first when we first got there. But then when we was able to get into school, I ended up meeting people. And the people that I ended up meeting was all of my kind. Some of them was coming out as a woman. Some of them wasn't. They was real funny. Then the relationship started getting real close with us, to where they started being protective of me, and they started wanting to do things with me. And I was like, you know what? I want to be a girl now. So I started getting my hair done. I started going to buy my women clothes. I started going to get my nails done and stuff like that. I used to go to school with my little Barbie doll slippers and my Barbie doll socks, with my little girl shirts and my girl pants. And I was growing my hair out, so I used to perm my hair, and I used to put like gel in it and put a bow around it.
So your transition, would you say it was
it was hard. It was tough.
Hard. Okay. What kind of stuff did you go through?
Okay, so being a girl like this, of course your mom is not gonna agree. Of course your mom is not gonna go buy you girl clothes and all of the other finer things that you would want as becoming a girl. So yeah, when my mama was being on drugs and stuff like that, and I made up my mind to become a girl, I started working at McDonald's. McDonald's was like my first job. I did give my all into the job, but I don't feel like they was giving me enough money or whatnot. And by me was being out on my own, I had to make a living, as far as I had to get me somewhere to stay. So I was working McDonald's, and I started escorting. I started seeing men for money. I started taking trips out of town just to go stand on the block to make money so that I can provide for myself. When my mama found out that I was gay and that I was living my life as a girl, she didn't like it at first. She told my auntie that she was gonna whoop me, and that she was gonna snatch my hair out my head and break my nails. And my auntie told her that she didn't think that that would be a good idea. But me and my mama is like this now.
Good. Where's your dad in all of this?
My daddy died when I was 2 weeks old, so I don't even know who my daddy is.
Okay.
I just know what he looked like. I know a little bit about him. I don't know much, so I'm not gonna sit here and give no false information on somebody that I don't know and somebody that I don't know too much about.
Did you have any male role models growing up?
Definitely not. I'm not gonna say I did because I wasn't looking for a male model. I wasn't looking for a male model. I didn't want a male model in my life because I knew what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be. And also, I'm gonna say this to clear that up because you mentioned that a child does not need a male model in their life to be a man. I didn't say that you said that, but I'm just gonna clear that up. A child doesn't need a man in their life to grow up and to want to be with a woman or want to marry a woman. It doesn't start with the family. It doesn't start with the mother. It doesn't start with the father. It's something that that person wants to do. Yeah, back in that time when you're younger, a person can make you do something because you're young. You really don't know that much for real. You're growing up still. So, of course, you can be forced to do things. But as far as 16, 17, 15, 13, oh, you need this man in your life. So, no, I don't agree with that. I totally don't agree because I have 4 nephews. And all 4 of my nephews are young. And of course you sit back and you watch your nephews, especially if you're helping taking care of them or if you're taking care of them, you sit back and you watch things. And from what I see, I don't see it in my nephews. If it's there, they can be hiding it or they can be doing it on their own. And they have 2 male figures in the house, 2 male role models in the house. But I just feel like a person gonna live their life and a person gonna do what they want to do, not because they don't got a man in their life or, oh, because you don't got a man in your life, this is why you gay. No.
So do you think that balance is important, or the male and feminine energy to raise a child? How important is that to you?
I don't think that I don't feel that that's important. I don't feel that that can get in the way because, like I said, my sister moved down here from Mobile, Alabama, and that's a good question anyways. But my sister moved down here from Mobile, Alabama. My sister and her baby daddy in Mobile, Alabama went through a lot. My sister ended up getting down here. She started dating this younger dude that was my brother's supposed to be best friend. And it got to the point to where my sister started staying over at his place with her kids. And he started beating my sister kids. He started doing a lot of bad things to my sister kids that a child shouldn't go through at the age that they is. When you bring a child into this life, a child shouldn't have to beg you to eat. A child shouldn't have to beg you to put shoes on their feet, clothes on their back, make sure they got somewhere comfortable to live. If you laid there and you fucked for that baby, I'ma speak how I wanna speak. If you laid there and you fucked for that baby and you had that baby and you know that you gonna walk around with that baby in your stomach 8 or 9 months, you need to have in your head that you're going to take care of this child when this child come out. Not when this child come out, you leave all 4 of these kids on your mama after your mama done already went through what she went through with you and your brothers, and you letting somebody beat on your kids, traumatize your kids. It was crazy, but we ended up taking custody of my sister kids. One night, my youngest nephew was laying in the bed, and I kept asking him, I was like, why do you keep laying like that? And he never would say. And it was making me mad because I was like, something ain't right. And I ended up hitting him. And when I hit him, he jumped. And I said, lift your clothes up. When he lifted his clothes up, he had been beaten with the end of a belt buckle, and all the belt buckle bruises was around his back and his butt. So I had went back and I told my mama and I told my other brother and messed around. My auntie them, they got involved, which is the half of the family is the reason why we ended up moving to Mobile, Alabama, because my auntie and my grandma them always put DCF, HRS on my mama or whatnot. So I went and told my mama. It ended up getting back to my auntie them like 2-3 days later, and now all of a sudden we had DCF, all the social services at my mama house now, because they had ended up getting an anonymous call which came from my cousin.
Do you want kids?
Huh?
Do you want kids?
I want a little girl. And I said that at this time, I was going to get me a little girl. I wanted to use my own sperm. And I wanted to find someone that would actually give me the girl.
Got you.
So it has to be a girl. I don't want a boy.
Now, you've been escorting now for how many years?
I've been I've been escorting ever since I was 17 years old.
Okay.
And I'm 32. But I am clean. I do take care of myself. I slow down though. So I don't escort every day. Escort is not a everyday thing that I do. I do have a job that I've been working for 4 years, and I get paid $18 an hour for it. So escorting is not something that I do on a regular like I used to do. So when I was going through cancer really opened up my eyes. It don't look like I had cancer, but I did.
What kind of cancer?
I had anal cancer, close to colon cancer. So I was dealing with that. My skin was ate up real bad from by me having anal cancer, I thought that the radiation would just deal with the back. I had 2 tumors in my anal area this big. It tore my body up real bad. And when I was going through that and I was laying down in bed every day, couldn't go to work, couldn't drive myself back and forth to radiation and chemo, I had to do that on my own. And the amount of friends that I supposed to have, and just by knowing that those friends wasn't there, only but 2 of them, that really was a big eye-opener for me. So I'm gonna be honest with you, the only time I escort is when my bills is falling behind. If I need to catch up on my bills, or if I need to make sure that one of my nephews in the house have something, that's when I'll post me an ad and I'll go out looking for money. As far as standing on the corner, I made a promise to God that I don't do that. I do believe in God. I do have faith in God. I do know that God is real. Once this podcast go up and people start, hitting off of it, and they listen at this story, by me being a transsexual, I know a lot of them will probably be blown. Like, a lot of those words is coming out of my mouth, but I have been through a lot and I have experienced a lot, and I always put God before me. And right now I can say today that all the days and all the weeks and all the months that I laid up in bed and was going through what I was going through, I woke up every day and I got on my knees and I prayed and I spoke to God, and believe it or not, I overcame it and I'm here today. I'm supposed to be dead. I don't supposed to be here. So with that being said and done, I really changed my life a lot.
Now, what's the difference between, because you said you promised to God not to be on the corner. What's the difference between the corner and...
So with the corner, what's the difference with it is, you may not agree and you may do agree. I don't care if you do or don't. It's just my perspective. Standing on the corner versus posting an ad is different, because I can be standing on the corner like I used to always go to Miami and stand on the corner, and I could be chased by a group of boys. I have been held to gunpoint. I have been taken advantage over. Thought it was only going to be one person, but when I look up, it was 2 and 3 different people, where I had no other choice when you got four guns pointing at you. Versus me being at home and I post an ad, you have to do what I say do, because you're coming into my vicinity. This actually is my first time taking the chance to, come out or whatnot like that. But when I post an ad on the internet, you have to come to me. It's a must that you have to come to me. If you don't come to me, then you won't. Chances is that you won't see me to see if I'm real or not.
What's the hardest part about your job?
The hardest part about the job is when you discuss something over the phone with somebody and they get there and it's not what it is. You tell me you got $200, but then when you get there, you only got $40 or you only got $20, and then you expect for me to do something with you because of your looks. No, it doesn't work like that. Sorry. I feel like I spent too much money on myself as it is for me to let you downgrade me and tell me that you got $200, and then when you get here, you think because you look good that you're gonna get service for $20 and $30. Sorry, no, that's not how it works, because that was not discussed over the phone. Before any services is done, or before my address is given out, or before you get to my house, I prefer to have a brief conversation on the phone with you. I prefer to have an understanding with you before you get to my house, because I don't like confusion and conflict.
how do you feel, like you said there wasn't trauma, but how do you feel that your early childhood experiences, how does that show up in what you do now?
I mean, can you just explain that just a little bit more?
Oh, for
Like,
sure. I mean, well, you know, in your past, you wanted to do things to this older gentleman, right?
right,
And now you escort, or you have been escorting since
right,
then. So you took the route of being a sex worker, right?
right.
So do you think that your early childhood experiences have anything to do with how
I
you live your
mean,
life
I would
right now?
say no, it don't have nothing to do with escorting because when I was younger, I didn't know anything about escorting. When we moved to Mobile, Alabama, is where I started escorting for money because again, I was hanging with a crowd that was young and that was out on their own. Not saying that their parents was on drugs or anything, but I was hanging with a younger crowd, you know, that was out on their own and that was doing their own thing. And those things that they did, I was like, okay, well then if it's easy like that or if it's like that, then I want to do it. So with my childhood, no, because at that time when I was young, my mama was taking care of us. You know, she was feeding us. We was able to get new clothes and new shoes, but it wasn't the new clothes and the new shoes that we wanted. But as we was getting a little older, my mama was messing around, dibbing and dabbing, and we knew that that's what she was doing because we used to see her do it. But don't forget, I love my mama. No matter what she did, I love my mama because today, you know what I mean? All my mama kids is still together. If any one of my brothers or my sisters needs something, I can say that we're there for each other. We have each other back.
What are
You
you really
know
good at?
what I'm good at, as far as I skate real good. Right now I'm in the process of trying to go to school. Well, get in school for a private detective. I want to be a forensic detective. Why? Because there has been a lot of trans women that has been losing their lives, and some of those murders are not murders from where they would say, quote unquote, oh, he or she was this, but she didn't tell him that she was a girl, the reason why he killed her. That's not always the case. So I want to go ahead, which I'm in the process of doing now. I want to get in school. I want to get my degree. I want to be that forensic scientist that be able to reopen a lot of these cases and get a lot of those people that think they got away with murdering a trans girl, get them and get them off the streets so that another girl won't become missing or hurt anymore.
Have drugs been a part of your life?
Hell nah, I don't smoke drugs. I don't do drugs, but I smoke weed real heavy. But as far as somebody influencing me, as far as me ever trying the drug, I don't want it. I know where it can lead to. So that's something that I never experienced. And I will hope nobody never try me like that.
And what's the best part of your job? We spoke about the worst part. What's the best part?
The best part of my job is that I get a lot of respect. You have some people that know, you have some people that don't know. I'm still going through my transitioning right now. I'm taking hormones. I'm working on getting my teeth fixed. I'm making payments to get my nose done. I would have had my lower part of my body finished if it wasn't for the cancer, but the cancer actually slowed my transitioning down. A lot of people respect me and see me as she. I don't have no problems with my lifestyle right now. I definitely can say that. Like, as far as me being disrespected and people coming at me the wrong way, I don't deal with that. You know, I mean, I'm happy within myself. As far as, you know, me trying to get my transitioning finished and get my transitioning out the way. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that I don't like about my transitioning, because it take money to look like something, or it take money to look like money. So right now, I would have had my nose done if it wasn't for cancer. So right now, I'm making payments and stuff like that to the doctor so that I can get my nose finished. Get my nose done. I'm working on getting my teeth done. And I'm working on getting the lower part of my body done. And I'm trying to complete with getting my body softer and more feminine. But other than that, I love my life. I love my job. As far as escorting, like I said, it's not something that I do on an everyday, day-to-day basis like I used to do. But when I need to make ends meet, I'm gonna make ends meet, and that's just that.
Do you have any friends in the escort industry?
Of course, I have friends in the escorting industry. I'm not gonna call names because I don't think that would be the respectable way. Because I do have some friends in the escorting industry that you would look at a picture and you would think that it's her, but when you see her in person, that's actually not her in that picture. She just used another girl, but she's a pretty girl. So definitely I do have a lot of friend girls around the US that escorts. Like I said, that's how I got into escorting business, because of other friends. With the porn business, that's something that I did on my own. I wish I wouldn't never did it. If I know what I know now, I would have never did it, because I'm not making the money that I was expecting to make off of it. So now you got a lot of my videos that I wish was not out. You got a lot of my videos that I did that I wish I never did, because I'm not getting paid for those videos. So you can want to go online and look at me, you're going to have to pay. So the producer getting paid off of me, and they only gave me like $1,200 or $1,000 for a 12-minute shoot, and I don't even got access to it. So that's something that I do hate. So I have a lot of things that I hate in my lifestyle versus, well, you know, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say I have some good that does outweigh my bad.
So what about you doing your own thing, OnlyFans or anything like that?
Well, okay, so this goes back to where I said there's a lot of things when I was younger that I don't know that I know now, like technology wise. I'm not that good with technology, so I use Instagram and I use Facebook a lot, but I don't know how to go on Instagram and post something and turn around and tag this person in it. Stuff like that. I'm not used to the technology and stuff like that, so I'm trying to get better with, you know, how to use the internet more.
But you have friends that have OnlyFans, right?
Because I don't get out like that, I'm gonna be so honest with you. I have friends that have an OnlyFans, but OnlyFans is not my focus.
Right. Well, I was only saying that because you're saying you have content out there that you're not generating any money from. If you did an OnlyFans,
I'd be able to generate, right. Well, okay, so with that story, the friends that I do, okay, so let me see, because it's a big gap right here in order for me to answer that question and for that question to make sense. When I moved here, I lost a lot of those friends. We're not as close as we used to be. So for me to be able to get on the phone and be like, girl, check this out. I'm trying to run my OnlyFans up. I'm trying to get where you at. That's not going to work, because that's just like you got a big bucket and they got a whole bunch of crabs and everybody trying to climb to the top, but everybody getting knocked down because they don't want to see the next person do good. So that's how it is here in Fort Lauderdale. I was hanging with some girls here. It's so sad to say I don't too much deal with those girls anymore. Why? Because this podcast gonna start a lot of shit, but I'm just gonna have to keep it real. They don't want to see you doing good. You know, it's the truth. I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and waste my precious time, because right now it's 4:07. I could be doing something. So if I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna answer questions and I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna keep it real. So nothing have to be questioned for whoever hear it. But yeah, people are not how people say they are. Friends are not how they say they are. Just before I got here, I was on the phone with one of my good friends that I know is a friend. We was just having a conversation about friends and stuff like that. I had a lot of friends in and out of my life. I had a lot of friends that don't believe in me. I had a lot of friends that didn't think I had what it takes to even go get my breasts done or to go get my face done. I had a lot of friends, and still have a lot of supposed to be friends that don't believe in me. But everything that I'm doing it for myself. I'm not doing it for nobody, so I'm not finna rush and get my teeth done. I'm not finna rush and get no OnlyFans. I'm not finna rush and do all that. I'm not trying to be the it girl, or I'm not trying to do none of that. I'm living my life for me, and I'm living at at my own pace and what I'm doing and where I'm at right now. I'm content and I'm satisfied because I can go buy me a pair of $100 shoes if I want to. I spend enough money on my wigs and stuff like that. I take care of myself fine right now within the lifetime that I'm in right now. So I don't need a friend to tell me how to work OnlyFans. Why? Because if you got common sense, you know how to get on there. You know how to make you an OnlyFans so you can make money. So there's no excuse for that. Just like how when I wake up every day and get on the computer and talk to these customers and have to help these customers fix their phones and find out why their phones is messed up. If I know how to do that and I did that for 4 years, damn right I can get on the internet and create me an OnlyFans. And the only thing that I'm missing with my OnlyFans, to be honest, is a credit card. Like, I just have to connect a credit card to the account so that I can be able to receive the funds. So I don't need nobody to show me how to create no OnlyFans. If you put your mind to do anything that you want to do it, trust me, you're going to be able to do it. Just like with your podcast. You put your mind to be able to set your podcast up so that you can be or do whatever it is that you want to do. And if you keep the faith and if you keep going and don't let nobody stop you, of course, who knows? A week or two from now, you will probably be popping. Who knows where you will go at? So,
Do you have any girls that look up to you?
I mean, they say they do, but who knows if they telling the truth or not. But I definitely know, though, after February, I definitely know I'm going to have a lot of girls looking up to me because February, well, right now I'm just waiting for a response from a little park and recreation center around from where I live at. And I'm actually finna start tryouts because I know how to dance real good. I used to twirl the baton back in Mobile, Alabama. I was the first male figure that actually made the news, made the New York Times or whatever it is, you know, for being the first male in Mobile, Alabama that was the male lead of a lot of girls. So right now what I have in plan is I'm finna start getting my girls up and I have my tryouts in February. I can't give a date yet in February because right now I'm just waiting to get permission from the people at the Park and Recreation if I will be able to come there. So probably after that, I know I have a little girls that'll look up to me because what I'm going to do is all those little girls that I teach how to dance and stuff like that, we're going to go and do parades and stuff out of state. I want to be able to take a lot of young girls from out of Florida and I want to show them something different. But what comes with it is if you dedicated to it and you want to do it and you stay in school and they get their grades up, when it's time for them to go to college, whatever college that has dance, those girls will be able to get that opportunity to get into that college without having to pay. So that's what I definitely know. I would definitely know a lot of girls that look up to me then.
What advice do you have for any girls or anyone that's trying to get into the escort industry?
Oh. So that advice that I would give any girl, I mean, I wouldn't want to make it an advice, but I just say, just know what you're doing. Pay attention. Make sure that you use safe sex. Make sure you always get your money before ahead of time. Watch out for the police because they do have undercover police officers that will have you to come to a hotel room or something like that, and then you end up going to jail and you don't want that.
Any last words for our audience?
I mean, that's it. No, not really. I told the audience everything that they need to know.
Can you give a shout out to the podcast? The podcast is called Nightlight.
Okay, so I'm definitely gonna give a shout out to the podcast Nightlight. Hopefully whoever is listening or wherever this video go, I hope and pray that this podcast brings you a lot of blessings and a lot of fun.
One more thing. Say, please subscribe to Grow Farm to watch my series on Nightlight.
Okay, please go subscribe to Grow Fun and watch my series on Nightlight.
Perfect.